Hey traders, welcome back to another YouTube video. So let's talk a little about emotions. So one of the questions I get asked sometimes by either by my community members or by some of you is, hey Neil, you've been in the market for 6 years plus. Do you still deal with emotional behavior? Do you still have that kind of struggle to deal with emotions? The answer is yes or no. The most straightforward answer is no matter how experienced you are, you will always have some sort of emotions, because I once heard this: emotion is biological, it's not psychological. So that means whatever you're dealing with, you can either manage your expectation, you can either control your mind to organize your emotion, or you can just try your very best to sort of prevent it from happening. So it's like a reaction. Let's assume you have been trading for about 4 years, 5 years, right? You pretty much know when exactly are you vulnerable to making emotional decision. I'll give you an example. If let's say today you have a bad day, or let's say tomorrow when I wake up in the morning that I have a bad morning, it's very likely that I'll rush my process. Why? Is because trading is a very it is a very energy sucking, is a very mentally draining job. It's a very mentally draining task where you need 110% focus. So you cannot be trading when your mind is a little messed up, when your mind is not at its peak performance. It's not having that kind of focus. So if let's say today you're dealing with there's a lot of external things going on in your life. It could be your family, it could be your wife, it could be someone in your family needing help, or any sort of reason. Those can directly have an impact onto your trading performance. So what kind of emotions do I hate the most, and what kind of emotions do I not allow them to appear in my trading? Is especially revenge trading. So revenge trading, FOMO, or sense of urgency, all these are likely to appear when you have a lack of process, and also at the same time when you're chasing money. So if let's say today you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is you have no routine, you have no process, you go straight to the chart and you start executing positions. So once you do that, you're not exactly trading, you're in fact just gambling the market. Trading without a plan is gambling. Very straightforward. Unfortunately, when I talk about these statements to some of the traders, they can't accept it. When I say, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gambling. If you don't have a plan, you're gambling. If you don't have process, you're gambling. Straightforward. If you look at some of the most successful traders or individuals, they all have a very strict routine. They have a very strict process. For example, some of the very successful traders, you notice that all they emphasize is journaling and review. So journal everything and review your performance in a daily, on a weekly, on a monthly or quarterly basis. If you don't journal your trade, if you don't review your trades, review your performance once in a while, how are you supposed to know whether if you're moving forward or if you're moving backward? P&L itself could be a dangerous tool, could be a dangerous assessment of your performance. I know if you make more money, high chance you're performing well. Yes, correct. But sometimes you could be making lucky money. So you're not supposed to take a trade, for example, but you took it and it turns out to be such a massive winner. You're not supposed to do that, but you take it, turn out you make $10,000 on accident. Those are lucky money, and luck cannot sustain. So the only way you can become a really good trader is to make sure you keep track of your progress. So today you take 3 trades, for example. It could be long gold, it could be short euro dollar, long Dows. Okay, what are the process? What was the pre-market game plan? What was the pre-trade thought process? So what did I do well? What kind of preparation, what kind of analysis did I put in to tell me I was supposed to enter there, having my stop loss placed right there with my target. So after you execute the position, how did you exit the trade? Did you scale in or not? Why did you decide to close full position at that specific level? So there's a lot of thought process going on behind managing a position and hunting high quality setups. So if you want to have less emotions involved in your trading, then you need to be able to make rational decision, objective kind of decision, without having the interference of subjectivity. Subjectivity comes when you don't know exactly what you're doing, when you are trying to second guess. So I'll give you one example. You look at the chart for half an hour, 1 hour, you can't find any setup. Then you start flipping different pairs, you start flipping different instruments, and you say, hey, this one looks not bad, let me try it out. You take the trade. So when you do that, it's sort of a lack of process. So it's a lack of, it's just a lot of subjectivity, right? Subjectivity in trading is also dangerous. Why? Because something that is very subjective to your to any point of time when you're making the decision, it is hard to duplicate the result. So if let's say today you have a subjective trade, let's say you randomly take a position because you feel good about it, you don't have a strategy, you don't have a pattern to specifically trade the market, but you still take it and you make some money. All right, so next time when you see similar thing, how are you supposed to react? Do you take it or not? Why? Because you don't have data to back yourself up. Last time it was a win, but there's only one time. As opposed to if you do a lot of back testing, if you've done all of the back end work, you know exactly what kind of expectancy you're expecting. You know what kind of results you're expecting. You know what's the likelihood outcome. But if you're taking random trade, you don't know what's the outcome. You don't have statistics. You don't have data to back your decision up. The next time when you see similar thing, what should you do? And that's why inside my community, we got about 70 traders right now, all very passionate. I always tell them, if you are a day trader, unless you're a swing trader with a wider stop, smaller lot size, if you're a day trader, try to avoid news trading. Why? Because news is irrational. News has a lot of subjectivity. So you could be taking a trade, and after news release, you get spiked up for negative 3%, negative 5%, or negative a few R. Or on the flip side, you could be also taking a trade, there's a news, it's sent all the way to your profit target, but the main thing is next time, how do you repeat this exact same trade? You don't know. I always ask my members the setup that you trade, because often they ask me, hey, is this a good trade? I make money on this trade. Is it good? I lose money on this one. Is it bad? My question to you is just, are you able to repeat the same trade? If the answer is yes, likely you are doing the right thing. If the answer is no, then very likely it's a bad trade. Alright? So this video might be a little bit out of topic, but what I'm trying to say is, am I still dealing with emotions? Yes, there are times where I have a lot of things to deal on my personal life. I have a lot of, for example, right now I have 2 kids, I have a family to take care. The pressure, the sense of urgency to perform well, the urge to perform well can sometimes be quite overwhelming. And sometimes it's overwhelmed at an extent where it becomes so stressful. And if you're under pressure, if you're under stress in trading, you can't perform well. You can't make smart decisions, very objective decisions when you're under a lot of pressure. And that's why trading, you have to find a balance, right? The answer is, I sometimes make stupid mistakes as a trader as well, right? But the question is just, how can you stop them, or how can you prevent them? All right, remember, emotions is biological, it's not psychological. So if it's biological, you can't remove it. All you can do is either you know exactly when it's about to appear, you prevent it, you do some sort of preventative measure like a circuit breaker, or you just try to overcome it. All right, so that's pretty much it for the video. If you like it, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.